Kicking off day 5. Had a long, hard think last night. And I think what I'm going to do is, since I don't have the bracket here, and I'm trying to get this back to how my bike was with all my parts, I'm going to remove this exhaust. Yes, I know. It's a full header system and stuff. But I'm going to go ahead and get this one cleaned up. This pipe was given to me from a friend because when he ordered his, it had a crack in the back, so I just riveted a piece of metal over the back of it and called it good. But that's what I had on my bike. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop this. And to do that, I'm gonna have to drop the coolant again and move the radiator, undo the hoses, and just swing it up out of the way so I can get this exhaust out. That one hung back in. That's where I'm going to start. Got the exhaust switched out. Now we actually have a hanger clamp. Got the radiator put back into position, all the hoses put back on, filled back up with coolant. So let's see. Full disclosure, I've already done this. This pipe is actually off of a GSXR 1000, and I machined an adapter plate that goes inside there, or an adapter spud that had angled holes, so I could get the larger pipe to adapt to the smaller mid pipe. It's becoming more and more like her old self. Now I know somebody's gonna sit there and think, why did you pull off this really nice, lightweight, aftermarket exhaust to put the stock exhaust back on? And mainly it's because I'm trying to get this bike as close to how my old ZX9 was. And that pipe was given to me, like I said, and it had a crack back here. And I took some Monster cans and some rivets and just patched it up. It's been like that for a lot of years. But she's running and she's sounding so good. I am over the moon excited and happy about this. I need to take it for a test drive and see if by changing the exhaust, if it helped solve that stumble before I actually pull the carbs off. And I really should have gone through them while they were on the bench, but I was too excited. So see if that helped solve that. Anytime you're working with carbs, you make one little change and then you test. Don't make a bunch of changes, because then you're not going to know if it runs worse. What change was it that fixed or broke it even worse? Or, you know, then if it runs worse and you have to go undo all your changes, make a change, put it on, test it. So anyway, that's the theory with carbs. Little changes, little changes. Did it get better or worse? Write it down. Went ahead and yanked the carbs off. These have been sitting up in an attic for 10 plus years, and there was a little bit of gunk in there. But I think I figured out what that stumbling problem is at low RPM. So these are the needles that go inside here, and for whatever reason, I guess back when I tuned the bike the last time, I had to set way down to where this is really rich. So what I'm going to do on these is I'm going to move the needle up 3 notches, put the carbs back together and see what they do. tip. So these are plastic cups, and I have a small Harbor Freight Ultrasonic, and this is brake clean. You can see how murky that fluid is inside there, whereas this is carburetor cleaner because of the needles and the float needles and the slide needles. But I stick these, put a little bit of brake clean, I spray them off over the cup, let the stuff drain down in the cup. Then I go and put these in my ultrasonic with a weight on top so the cup doesn't float and fall over. I hit the ultrasonic and it cleans these things right out. I'm gonna hit these float bowls. They're not bad, but they got a little bit of gunk on them, so I'm just gonna get all that stuff out. Who knows, emulsified fuel or whatever. So I'm just gonna spray all these out real quick. Get the sucker put back together. Alright, well, she's back together. Changing those clips on those needles did the trick. She pulls hard all the way from way down low and just keeps on going. This thing just keeps getting better and better the more time and effort I throw at it. So we'll see what pops up next. That's gonna do it for today, because we got the event we gotta get ready for. I gotta get cleaned up because, you know, filthy. But she was spinning tires and pulling the front wheel off the ground. Good girl. I'm so excited about this.